So, Ninja Online guys, welcome back to This is the Place. This is chapter 23, and when we last left off, we were just jumping into day 81 here. Street racers stage accident in city center. Segregationist teacher promoted to dean. Dressed in blood film banned in local theaters for excessive cruelty. There's no such thing as a free lunch. We're gonna have a tough day today. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, a box of Caesars.
With that outfit, I could see you coming a mile away, Mr. Boyd.
Ah, Mr. Chaffee. Knowing your love of theatrics, I was afraid you'd keep the mystery surrounding the dentist going for at least another day or two.
What could you mean, Mr. Boyd? Well, it's true. Robespierre does have a passion for mystery and the dramatic. But there's no need to confuse the actor with his character. For you, I'll play the hurried businessman who likes to cut to the chase. That's not quite me either, but though this mask I wear is quite a burden, I have long grown used to it. Besides, I don't want to distract you from your 180-day quest, not for a second longer than necessary. My, is half your time already up? You simply cannot imagine, Mr. Boyd, the painstaking work I've done to cultivate this maniac image. I turn to such literature the likes of which I wish I never knew. If our law enforcement agencies possessed even the slightest aesthetic sense, they would have instantly seen the game for what it was. And the postcards, what can I say?
And if the real dentist turned up again at the wrong moment? I don't imagine lunatics take kindly to imposters.
The dentist died of a heart attack last spring while he was sunbathing on the beach. I discovered this quite by accident, from a university friend, a therapist. It was he who convinced the dentist to stop killing, by the way.
Why the murders? Obviously they'd all been raped by Rogers. It would have been much easier to just get them to talk.
Mr. Boyd, the last thing I want is to appear a brutish butcher. I spent enough time on these women to know they were no use to me alive. Not sure if I should be ashamed to say it, but Stuart Rogers far surpasses me in his ability to intimidate people. Apparently, such things only come with experience. But murder? For that I truly do feel ashamed. It's a burden I shall have to bear for the rest of my days. But sadly, it's not my greatest shame.
What could be more shameful? To frame an innocent woman for such terrible crimes?
What? Are you unhappy with a woman cast as the serial killer? Firstly, I'd say Dear Jordan adds a certain grace to the whole sordid story. And second, of all the people I hold in my debt, she's the strongest. And not just physically. Third, she had good reason to settle her debt with me as quickly as possible. Without going into details, I'll just say that she's a very, very caring mother. Do these taste good? Had we met earlier, Mr. Boyd, I would have shown you a far more refined pleasure, one without such an unpleasant smell.
I'm afraid to even imagine what you count as pleasures, Mr. Chaffee. Fountains of blood in the city square?
Mr. Boyd, you're not listening to me at all. I didn't take any enjoyment from the killings. Everything I've done was of strict necessity. I couldn't make Jordan kill all the women that Rogers raped. That would have been excessive. If I had made her kill them all, you'd be rather upset, no?
I can't say I fully understand your plan, Mr. Chaffee, but you've given me more than enough reasons to arrest you.
Yes, but allow me to counter them with one good reason not to. I think you mentioned you dined here once?
Yes, not the best restaurant in town.
And maybe you're just not familiar with the full range of our services. When I inherited this tasteless place from my father, I knew I could never make it into an exquisite restaurant. Instead, I accentuated the atrocity of it all, an aesthetic of a different kind. Now I even live here. To me, this complex is like a microcosm of Freeburg. But we're not here to talk about that. At school, I read a French novel whose name doesn't need mentioning, and I read many amazing things. It seems that in Paris, just before the Revolution, certain places were quite popular. People of wealth and taste visited from the city, shed their luxurious coats, peeled off their white gloves, and with the help of the local farmer, they brutally stabbed a hole in a bull and decorated themselves with the splattering blood as they prepared a large piece of meat for the fire. In the bull's suffering, these effeminate aristocrats found a perverse sort of pleasure. Now I make these pleasures available to the people of Freeburg. I will be honest with you. People who pursue such cruelty truly are crazy. But what is interesting? The best steaks are cut from the tender meat of young bulls. 11 months is just right, beautiful, healthy, full of strength. But these wealthy degenerates who pay $7,000, so our experts will show them where to plunge the blade for maximum effect. Even they don't have the spirit to slaughter the young bull. The thought never enters their minds. They look into the eyes of the healthy animal, bursting with energy, and they quickly shuffle past. As if by instinct, they are drawn to the old, weary, fading bulls. And then, with terrible smiles on their faces, they chew through tough steaks that taste of burning rubber. They feel that they're doing something real with their own hands, a sort of natural selection, as if they're agents in the natural process. But nature also teaches us that the old beast, unable to fend off any threat, might yet survive if it cowers in a dark corner and pretends it doesn't exist. Then, perhaps, the young predator will pass. Mr. Scott will drive you back. I'm late for an appointment.
Mr. Boyd, you won't believe it, but the person I just got off the phone with was talking about you.
Seems like I'm pretty popular these days.
By the way, Mr. Boyd, I've got to ask, why $500,000?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
Fucking hilarious. Good morning. Mr. Boyd, federal agents captured the dentist in our area, but without your actual participation. Why were the Freeburg police so inactive? My men played a role in the dentist's capture. Our sources claim that you concealed evidence from the federal investigation. Can you explain why? I don't owe you an explanation. Next question. Are you surprised the dentist was a woman? I've been in the service so long that nothing surprises me. How do you comment on rumors about the relationship between Mayor Rogers and all 5 of the dentist Freeburg victims? Before the law, we're all equal, even Mayor Rogers. We will have to check this information. Thank you. Day 82, October 4th, Friday. That's good because it saves me a rough day. Convicted serial killer Albert Ramirez, Sioux City. Police checking connection between mayor and dentist victims. Freeburg police assist federal agents in apprehension of the dentist. It should be B shift. It is. So we have all 10 officers. We have 4 detectives. Oh, yes. Our new stuff came in. Looks like there's 2 more things coming out on December 11th. So we're looking for Cello Sonata. By Chopin. Alright, we gotta get to work here. What the hell? If you've withheld evidence about the dentist from the federal agents and they know it, you're being fined, your staff reduced, and they're cutting your salary by 80%. Jesus. Juno for Fishbosh, Godbomber, McCoy, Morta, Gilbert, Samadhi. Alright. I can have... I only lost what? One cop slot? That's not bad. I can get that back. Oh, what do I do here? Why am I missing money? I didn't spend any money, did I? No. What the hell? So I need 3 for shift A. I need 4 for shift B. I need 3. I need 6 detectives. 3 for A, 3 for B. Alright, what do we got? Breaking and entering. Hello, is this the police? It's Dolores Parks. Someone is in my house. I hear footsteps coming from downstairs. My husband is on a trip. On a business trip and won't be home for another hour. Please come right now. I know it must be some terrorist who's going to rob and rape me. I've locked myself in my room, but a door won't stop this beast. There's no point in taking any of the, people that are getting let go. In lawful assembly, a crowd have gathered on the steps of City Hall demanding that city officials legalize euthanasia. The protesters are chanting, "My life, my death, my choice." City Hall employees report that the people brought homemade signs and the protest is proceeding peacefully. False alarm. Mr. Parks returned from his business trip an hour early. It was he who was making noise in the house.
1210 in progress.
Suspicious individual. Librarian Rolando Boone reported that a young man came in looking for books on chemistry and monographs on explosive substances and publications on extremist topics. Many of the books he requested are prohibited. The guy looked scary. His eyes made my blood run cold. As soon as the suspect sees the police, he pulls a huge knife from his bag and rushes towards the librarian, shouting, "You called the pigs?" Attack him with the nightstick. Oh my god. No fucking luck. What am I supposed... What was I gonna do? Shoot him? He wasn't fucking... this is ridiculous. I'm getting so fed up right now. Sean Cottrell, Office Building. Chief Boyd, I represent the interests of a private military corporation which is hoping to attract significant investment from your city. We are preparing an investor presentation and we'd like to demonstrate the inadequacy of police training in matters of public safety. Please understand that this is just business and we can all win here. Give us a couple hours with your weakest and laziest guys and my kids will look like gladiators next to them. I promise you the company will remain in your debt. Give them a couple that are on their way out. Suspicious individual. Parishioner Manna Bush, while she was on her way to church, encountered a group of incredibly strange teenagers. They were running around in weird costumes, fighting with sticks and talking like robots. Maybe these crazy kids escaped from a mental hospital. Better catch them and send them back. That's, Pretty sure that's not what that is, but okay. Boss, these guys are like machines. They walked all over us, but we learned a lot. 20 minutes with these guys better than a whole year at the academy. Mr. Cottrell says he was pleased with our performance. He offered us free training at their training complex. What do you think? No, because they're getting let go anyways.
1210 complete.
False alarm, the members of the science fiction club were just having fun at the park. Homicide. Glady Shell was enraged about some comment that her colleague Matthew Toulon made, so she grabbed a stapler and began to beat him over the head with it. Then Miss Shell yelled loudly and lashed out at the secretary. She's having a nervous breakdown. Please hurry, said the suspect's boss, who phoned the incident in. Drug trafficking. An anonymous tip just came in. A large shipment of Colombian coffee is being unloaded and they're shipping heroin inside the bags of beans. There's only a few guards watching them unload the shipment, so if the police roll up, they might just give up without a fight. No one to spare for that. The woman grabbed a second stapler in her hands. These staplers look like deadly weapons. Deal the woman a solid blow to the jaw.
Trying to raise 10-1, Sergeant Hotspot.
1111 213 in progress.
I was really hoping that wasn't going to go any other way.
910B complete. 212 in progress.
Noise complaint. A respectable sounding man with a sleepy voice called in complaining that fireworks being set off right in front of his house. They look like bums, but they have huge bags filled with all sorts of firecrackers. Destruction of property. Patricia Buckler says 10 or so people came onto her farm with some strange equipment. They wandered around with their gear for a while, then stopped and began to dig a huge pit. Her husband didn't approve of people rummaging around on his property, but his attempt to investigate ended in a fight. The farmer was badly beaten. Something, what, 7? Yeah. 7 against 10. There's something I have to be missing here. This is day 2, I'm gonna say, of no new frames. So it's a homicide. Fiona Kalis was found in her apartment with her head caved in. A meat tenderizing hammer was found next to the woman's body. John Kalis. Someone banged on the door. My mother told me to hide under the bed and close my eyes and ears and be as quiet as a mouse. I only heard muffled screams. When I got out from under the bed, I found my mother in the blood, and I called the police. Medical examiner says the fatal blow was struck by a blunt object to the head. The killer was standing behind the victim. Death was immediate, and the body shows no other signs of violence. Mrs. Origi said, I heard Fiona swearing with her brother. He'd come around again begging for money at her doorstep. Then she started yelling at her son. He always sits there in front of the TV playing those stupid games until he turns blue. Then my phone rang, and I talked with my friend for an hour and a half. First responding officer says the door to the apartment was open when I came in. The boy was sitting in front of the TV playing some games on the console. He didn't even turn in my direction. I think he was just in shock. His mother was laying dead right there in front of him. Mr. Onduri says, yes, I went to my sister's to borrow some money. I lost my job and the bills were piling up. I expected her to help, like I've helped her in the past, but she refused. But I didn't kill her. We had a fight and yell at each other, and then I went home. I watched a movie I rented and went to bed. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Officer on scene.
There are 3 drunk men on the street lighting fireworks and throwing them about. When they see the police, one of them pulls out a firework that looks like a lot like dynamite and sets fire to the fuse. Aim at the man with the taser. The man throws the explosive to one of his friends. The wick has burned halfway down. Tase the man with the explosive and quickly extinguish the fuse.
212 complete.
Okay, before I end the day, I should take any good people I have. You, and I don't need you. The 83, October 5th, Saturday. Modern Art Gallery opens modern painting course. Disabled Society demands increased benefits. Brad suffers happiness heart attack at City Registry Office. Alright, what else did we unlock here? Hush Money. Hush Money by Manuel Pullard.
in progress.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need one more for shift A and the rest for shift B. Really? Seven. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So I need more detectives for shift B. First things first, hostage situation at the bus stop. Two garbage men were emptying some cash cans near a bus stop. Drunk man came past and thought he'd make fun of them. He tried to make them fight him, so the garbage man got angry, stuffed him in a can, and threw him into their garbage truck. Then they continued on their route. Alright. Gillette. Take Spain, Darnell, and S. Chang with you. Trying to power level some of these weaker or lower tiered guys. It's the investigation that's going on here. That's this one, okay. Assault at Desire Park. Two old men were sitting on a park bench playing chess. Suddenly, one of them dashed the pieces off the board, grabbed it, and started beating his opponent over the head with it. The eyewitness who called it was quite agitated. Hurry, the old man's whole head is covered in blood. The police caught up with the garbage truck and pulled it over. Two men in overalls are laughing in the cab. Guys, what's going on? Drunk man gets out of the garbage truck, shakes the dirt off, and attacks the police. And here's the real beast, scavengers, bastards. You're the worst of all, filling your bellies at our expense. You should all die. Cuff the man.